What are the 5 best ETBs that you can pick up right now for your collection or for investing for under $50? Well, we're going to go through all of them right now. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at 5 ETBs which I think are absolutely fantastic that you can pick up for under $50. I'm sorry, Crown Zenith, I know you're amazing, but you kind of are a bit too expensive for us at the moment. But right now there are some really great sets that you can pick up, some great ETBs for under $50, which I think for the long term are going to be really good. Now, one thing I will say is pretty much all Pokemon Center exclusives are usually around $50 plus, so they are not included in this list. We're only going to be looking at normal ETBs, so no Pokemon Center ones and no Crown Zenith, so quite interesting. Right, but before we get to the top 5, we've got a couple of honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1, we have the Pokemon Go Elite Trainer Box. Now, Pokemon Go didn't get the greatest start straight off the bat, and it's still trying to get back up to where it kind of be. It was a set which, in my opinion, kind of came out a bit too late. It is quite fun to open. There's some cool cards in there, nice artwork, amazing Mewtwo's and Dragonites, which I do really appreciate. But this product is pretty cheap right now, which means it's quite good to pick up, especially for long-term reasons, or to crack open packs. Like if you just want to crack open packs, this is also a really good purchase. Sitting at $40, this ETB came out and it just fell. It really did. It came out quite high. That's the pre-order price is a bit high, so normally it tends to be around $50, but it did drop. It did drop, and it dropped as low as around 37, 38, and then it did go up to 44. So it was gaining some traction, and now it's back down to around 40. Pull rates are a little bit all over the show with this set, but I don't think it's the greatest it can be compared to others in this list. Another honorable mention, we have Astral Radiance. Now, I actually think Astral Radiance it's a good set because it has Trainer Gallery. However, there are just better options out there right now to pick up, in my opinion, than Astral Radiance for a Trainer Gallery set. I think all the other Trainer Gallery sets are just better. Lost Origin, Silver Tempest, and Brilliant Stars. So unfortunately for Astral Radiance, it kind of is at the bottom of that pile. However, it is better than quite a few other Sword and Shield era sets, because it has that Trainer Gallery. I think if it didn't have the Trainer Gallery, it would probably be a bit of a weak set. But because it does, it makes it a little bit better. And the ETB is cheap, guys. $31. This is really good price, I think, for an ETB. I really do think so. We go back to when it first came out. Usually these ETBs, they come out around $45 or so, or $40, and it has just dropped. It really has, because there's a ton of it around. A lot of people want to open the other sets, but yeah, unfortunately for Astral Radiance, it doesn't quite make it. But if you are on a budget, it is pretty good to pick up for $30. Okay, coming to number 5, we have Silver Tempest. We just talked about Astral Radiance, which isn't the best Trainer Gallery set right now. And Silver Tempest is, in my opinion, a little bit better than Astral Radiance. Still better than most Sword and Shield era sets by far. And it is a great set to open. Decent Trainer Gallery, in my opinion. You've got a pretty decent one. You've got big cards like the Lugia. $40 right now for this ETB. We go back to when it first came out. It's basically stayed exactly the same. Dropped as low as 32. That would have been a great time to pick one up. But $40, it's about right for an ETB. I do rate it. I do feel like it's one of the better ones to pick up for under $50. Better than Astral Radiance, but not quite as good as some of the other sets, and especially some of the other Trainer Gallery sets. Speaking of other Trainer Gallery sets, we have Lost Origin. Now, I actually feel like Lost Origin has the strongest Trainer Gallery out of all the Trainer Gallery sets, and this is a great set, to open. You also have the Giratina, huge art, huge, super expensive. $40 right now for this ETB. Pretty much stayed steady. This ETB is really good to pick up. Stronger than Astral Radiance, stronger than Silver Tempest. One of the strongest sets in the Sword and Shield era is Lost Origin. It is that good. So I would say now's a good time to pick some up, for around $40. I think that's a pretty good deal. Number 3, we have Fusion Strike. Now, Fusion Strike is an interesting one. Booster boxes are going up in value right now. This is a tough set to get the top end cards, or to get any pulls, if I'm being honest. It's such a large set. You've got the Gengar ORV Max, the Espeon ORV Max. It is just so difficult to get those cards or to get a decent amount of pulls from Fusion Strike. That was one of the reasons why Fusion Strike wasn't that popular to begin with. Also came out at a really difficult, awkward time because it came off of the back of Evolving Skies and Celebrations. You had Brilliant Stars was the set after. So yeah, Fusion Strike had a bit of a rough time, but people are starting to appreciate the set more and more now. And I do feel like the ETB is still a really good prize to pick up for Fusion Strike. With booster boxes rising, ETBs are still pretty cheap across the board, although it has been climbing. $35 right now, and 3 months ago it was $30. We go back 6 months, it did actually sit around 40, dipped to as low as 28. That would have been an incredible price, and still it still hasn't gone back up to that 40. So 35 is a really good price point for Fusion Strike. I think it's a good alternative if you don't want to get booster boxes for this set. Coming at number 2, we have the Brilliant Stars ETB. In my opinion, Brilliant Stars is top 3 strongest sets in Sword and Shield era. Has the 2 Big Chase Charizards in it. Has a fantastic trainer gallery. You got Evolutions, you got the legendary birds, you got Arceus. Was it 5 different Charizards? Huge set. Really good. And the ETBs have been doing pretty well, sitting at $40 right now. I do feel like it could start to climb even higher, maybe reach that 50 and above. Booster boxes are getting pricey. We've been seeing the market price of booster boxes sit around 180, even though you can still pick them up from the Pokemon Center for 140. It's a bit odd. The ETBs, they've held their value. They haven't really jumped up a huge amount, but they have climbed. They're trying to get back to where they were. We go back 6 months, $41, and they dropped to as low as 32, and now they're up to around 40. So trying to get back up to where they were, and they pretty much have. Like I say, this is still really good to pick up, especially if booster boxes are getting harder to get hold of and becoming more expensive. Alright guys, if you made it this far into the video and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button, make sure you subscribe for more Pokemon content. And guys, let me know down in the comments, which one of these sets do you have an ETB of, or which ones would you like to pick up for your collection? Me personally, I've picked up some Brilliant Stars, and I also have Silver Tempest. I don't actually have any of Lost Origin, Fusion Strike or Astral, or actually Pokemon Go. I did have Pokemon Go and I got rid of them. But apart from that, I do have Brilliant Stars and Silver Tempest. I'm going to be looking to pick up some Lost Origin. I do want to get more and more of that set because I do really like it. Alright, but what could be number 1 for less than $50 right now? Let's take a look. Number 1, we have Chilling Reign. Now, Chilling Reign has 2 different ETBs. You've got the Shadow Rider Calyrex and the Ice Rider Calyrex. The Ice Rider is cheaper by like $5, but they're both under 50. Chilling Reign, guys, I love this set. I've been talking about this set for over a year of how amazing it is. Tons of alt art, incredible artwork across the set. Pull rates are tough, I will give it that. It is not an easy set to get those big hits. Quite similar to Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies and those older Sword and Shield era sets where the pull rates are tough. But this is still a great product to pick up. Booster boxes are rising. We're looking at them around 130, 135 for a booster box. ETBs, however, you can still pick them up for a decent price. Let's take a look. $40 right now. It was $42. It did drop to as low as $36. Let's go back a whole year. This ETB is sat around $36 to $40. So it hasn't really done much movement. Now's a great time to pick up. Like I say, the Shadow Rider one is a little bit more expensive. Doesn't really matter which one you want unless you want both. Really good. I do think that Chilling Reign is a really good set to get, especially for a decent ETB for under $50. So there you have it, guys. Those are 5 great ETBs and some honorable mentions to pick up for under $50. If you have more than $50, I always say that the Pokemon Center versions of these ETBs are usually better if you're collecting or investing for the long haul. Ground Zenith is another great set which is really performing well at $50. Was actually for around $50 and above. I was actually going to put Shining Fates on this list, but that's actually above $50, so that's actually bounced back. So that didn't quite make it in this list. It's actually doing better than to be expected. Other great sets that you could look at, which are a little bit more expensive, would be things like Champion's Path. That's a little bit more expensive. You're looking at double the price, around $100 for some of the, compared to some of the other ETBs. Personally, I would prefer to pick up 2 Crown Zenith over Champion's Path, but like I say, Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs are really good. Celebrations is obviously really good, but they are on the higher end of the price bracket. If you want to know what products probably to avoid picking up this month, then make sure to click on this video right here. If you want to watch more Pokemon content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That is it from me, guys, in this video. As always, thank you all so much for watching. You guys are the legends, and I'll see you all in the next one.